She tapped her champagne glass at the groundbreaking party and announced, "I'm making a change to the foundation of this project. I'm bringing in a new lead architect, and unfortunately, that means I'm saying goodbye to my fiancé. I need someone with a real vision, not just a contractor." In front of 50 of our closest friends, family, and potential investors, I said, "Understood. The keys are on the table." Then I walked over, dropped the heavy brass keyring into her untouched caviar, and announced I'd be hosting a demolition derby party at the local dive bar instead. The room went silent, save for the wet plop of the keys hitting the fish eggs. I added, "I, 32, male, just survived the most expensive bullet of my life. My ex-fiancé, 30, and I were renovating a historic 1920s mansion. It was supposed to be our forever home and the venue for our wedding in 3 months. We've been together 5 years. I'm a general contractor. She comes from family money, but wanted to prove she was a self-made real estate mogul. So she insisted the deed and the massive hard money loan be entirely in her name. She wanted the credit score boost and the glory. I agreed because I loved her and I was going to provide the sweat equity, about $200,000 worth of labor and materials at cost. The scene at the party was surreal. We were in the gutted living room of this mansion, skeleton beams exposed, dust everywhere, but dressed up with white tablecloths. She had just introduced a guy named Julian, a guy she met at a spin class 2 weeks ago, who claimed to be a visionary spatial designer. "I don't love you anymore," she said, her voice echoing off the bare studs. "Julian understands the soul of this house. You just see lumber and drywall. I need an artist. You're just labor." Her friends, the Real Housewives wannabes, tittered nervously. Julian adjusted his scarf, indoors, in July, and smirked at me. "Fair enough," I said, my voice steady, though my chest felt like it had been hit with a sledgehammer. "You want the artist? You got him. But just to be clear, you're terminating our engagement and my role as project manager, effective immediately?" "Yes," she said, looking at me like I was a slow child. "I want you off the property. Julian is moving in to supervise." "Got it." I pulled out my phone. "Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's me. Pull the crew. Yeah, all of them. The HVAC guys, the plumbers, the electricians. Cancel the lumber delivery for Monday. The project is dead." "No, she fired me. Publicly." "Yeah, I'll explain later. Meet me at O'Malley's. First 3 rounds are on me." I hung up. The smirk fell off Julian's face. "What are you doing?" she asked, her voice raising an octave. "I'm leaving," I said, "and since I'm just labor, I'm taking my labor connections with me. Those friend prices I got you, those were for me. The timeline, that was based on my crew working weekends as a favor. Good luck with the artist." I walked out. I didn't look back, but I heard her say, "Let him go. We don't need him. I've been sitting in my truck for 10 minutes. I feel sick, but also light." The fallout has been nuclear. To understand the scale of this, you have to understand the finances. The mansion cost $1.2 million. She put down $300K of her inheritance and took out a hard money loan for the rest, plus construction costs. That's a high-interest, short-term loan meant for flippers. She's paying about $9,000 a month in interest alone, with a balloon payment due in 12 months. She signed those papers, not me. She insisted. "I want to be the owner on paper," she had said. "I want to show my dad I can do this." Monday morning, my phone started ringing at 6 a.m. It was the frantic text messages that woke me up first. "Where are the electricians? They were supposed to start wiring today." "The lumberyard canceled the order. Call them back immediately and fix this." "Julian says the permits have been revoked. How did you do that?" I didn't respond. I made coffee, sat on my balcony, my rental apartment that I kept because she refused to let me move into the mansion until it was perfect, and watched the sunrise. At 9 a.m., her father called. He's a stern man, old money, used to bullying people. "You're sabotaging my daughter," he barked. "I'm doing nothing," I replied. "She fired me. I'm respecting her wishes." "You pulled the permits." "The permits were under my GC license," I explained calmly. "I can't have an active permit on a job site I'm not supervising. That's a liability. If Julian burns the house down, I lose my license. So I closed them out. She needs to pull new ones." "Do you know how long that takes?" "In this city, about 6 to 8 weeks, if you expedite." "She has loan payments," he shouted. "She should have thought about that before she humiliated me in front of 50 people, I said. "She wanted to be a mogul. Moguls deal with logistics." I hung up. Tuesday, I hosted the Demolition Derby party at O'Malley's. I invited my whole crew, about 20 guys. Framers, drywallers, my plumber buddy. I put $500 on the bar. We drank beer and ate wings. My foreman, Dave, was laughing so hard he cried. She thought the lumber yard gave a 40% discount to everyone? She thought the electricians were working Saturday for free because they loved historic architecture? "She has Julian now," I toasted, "the visionary." "I met that guy," Dave said, wiping beer foam from his lip. "He asked if we could remove a load-bearing wall because it disrupted the energy flow. I told him sure, if he wanted the roof to join the conversation in the basement." Wednesday, she showed up at my apartment. She looked rough. No makeup, hair in a messy bun, eyes red. "We need to talk," she said through the intercom. "No thanks." "Please, Julian, quit." I actually laughed out loud. "Already? It's been 3 days." "He didn't know about the loan," she sobbed. "He thought I owned it outright. When he found out I needed the renovation done in 4 months to refinance, he said it was too much pressure on his creative process and left." I buzzed her in, mostly out of morbid curiosity. She sat on my couch, the one she hated because it was too bachelor, and cried. "I need you back," she said. "I can't find another contractor who can start immediately. The quotes I'm getting are triple what you estimated. Triple! One guy quoted me $400K just for the rough-in." "That's the market rate," I said. "I was doing it for cost." "But we were getting married." "Were," I corrected. "Then you dumped me for a guy wearing a scarf in July. You called me just labor. Well, labor just got expensive." "I'll pay you," she begged. "I'll pay you the market rate." "I'm booked," I lied. "Took a new job yesterday. Big commercial build. Can't touch a residential project for 6 months." "I'll lose the house," she whispered. "The loan interest. I can't cover it without the refinance. I can't refinance until the house is livable. It's a gut job right now. It's unlivable." "That sounds like a predicament," I said. "But you're an independent woman. You wanted your name on the deed. You wanted the credit. You have it." She screamed at me then, called me petty, vindictive, a small man. She threw a coaster at my TV. I asked her to leave before I called the police. She stormed out. The legal threats have arrived. I received a cease and desist and a demand letter from her family's lawyer. They are claiming promissory estoppel and breach of verbal contract. They claim I promised to renovate the house, and because she relied on that promise to take out the loan, I am liable for the costs. My lawyer, a buddy from college who specializes in construction law, nearly wet himself laughing. "She fired you," he said, "in front of 50 witnesses. She explicitly terminated the relationship and the work agreement. You can't fire a contractor and then sue him for not finishing the job." We sent a response. Client was terminated from the project on date by the property owner. Client immediately complied with the owner's request to vacate the premises. No written contract exists. Good luck. But the social fallout is getting interesting. Her friends, the ones who giggled when she dumped me, are now sliding into my DMs. Apparently, the narrative has shifted. She's not the girl boss anymore. She's the victim of a bitter ex. One friend, Jessica, messaged, "I know she hurt you, but you can't let her go bankrupt. That's just evil. Be the bigger man." I replied, "She fired me to hire her side piece. The side piece quit. Now she wants me to work for free to fix her mistake? I'm not a charity. I'm a contractor." Then I posted a picture on Instagram. It was just me sitting on my tailgate holding a fishing rod. Caption, "Suddenly have a lot of free weekends. Fish are biting. Life is good." I didn't tag her, I didn't mention the house, but I know she saw it. Her mom called my mom yesterday. That was a mistake. My mother is a sweet woman, usually, but she's from South Boston. According to my mom, the conversation went like this. Her mom, "Your son is ruining my daughter's financial future." My mom, "Your daughter treated my son like a servant and threw him away like trash in front of everyone we know. She made her bed, now she can sleep in it." Oh, wait, she can't, because the house doesn't have any walls. My mom hung up. I sent my mom flowers. Here is the kicker. I found out through the grapevine, construction circles are small, that she hired a budget contractor she found on Craigslist to try and get the work done cheap. I know this guy. His name is Sloppy Joe. Not to his face, but that's what we call him. He doesn't pull permits. He cuts corners. He uses non-code wiring. I debated reporting it. I really did. But then I remembered the caviar. I remembered you're just labor. I decided to let nature take its course. The city inspectors are aggressive in that neighborhood. They'll drive by eventually. The Sloppy Joe situation resolved itself in spectacular fashion. He took a $40,000 deposit from her for materials. He vanished. Literally ghosted. Number disconnected. No lumber delivered. She is now out $40K she didn't have to begin with. Her dad called me again. His tone was different this time, defeated. "Look," he said, "we're bleeding here. The hard money lenders are threatening to call the note because construction has stalled. If they foreclose, she loses the inheritance down payment. Everything. We're willing to offer you equity, 20% of the house if you come back and finish it." I paused. It was a tempting offer, strictly financially. The house, finished, would be worth $2.5 million. "No," I said. 30%. "It's not about the money, Al," I said. "She looked me in the eye and told me I wasn't good enough. She brought a stranger into the home I was building for us. I can't walk back into that house. It's cursed." "She's my daughter," he rasped. "She's having a breakdown." "She's an adult," I said. "Help her sell it as is. Cut your losses." "We can't sell it for what she owes. It's a shell. We'd have to bring $200K to the closing table just to get out." "That," I said, "is truly unfortunate." I hung up. I'm currently planning a vacation. I was saving for the honeymoon, but obviously that's off. I'm thinking Japan. Always wanted to see the architecture. I'm writing this from a hotel in Tokyo. The sushi is incredible. The peace of mind is even better. The saga of the mansion is over. It went into foreclosure. The hard money lender doesn't play games. They saw the lack of progress, the expired permits, and the liens starting to pile up. Apparently, she stopped paying the few vendors she did hire. They initiated proceedings fast. Because her name was the only one on the deed and the loan, her credit is nuked, like sub 500 score. She moved back in with her parents. But here is the twist that makes the dodged a bullet party banner I hung in my living room feel prophetic. I ran into Julian, the visionary. I was at the airport, flying out. He was working at the coffee stand. He recognized me. He looked embarrassed. "Hey man," he said. "Visionary Designs not paying the bills?" I asked. He sighed. "Look, I didn't know she was engaged. She told me she was the developer, and you were just a disgruntled contractor she was firing. She told me she had millions in the bank." "She lied," I said. Yeah, I figured that out when she asked me to pay for dinner on the second date because her cards were frozen due to a bank error. She's crazy, man. She started stalking me after I quit, calling me 50 times a day. It validated everything. She hadn't just made a mistake, she had constructed a fantasy life where she was the rich protagonist and I was the NPC. When reality crashed the server, she couldn't handle it. I checked Zillow yesterday. The house is listed as a bank-owned/foreclosure contractor special. The price is $850K. I did some math. I have the cash. I have the crew. I know exactly what needs to be done. I called my realtor. Put in an offer, I said, but do it through an LLC. I don't want my name attached until closing. We close next week. I got it for $800K. My crew is ready to go. We start Monday. I'm going to finish that house. I'm going to do it my way. No energy flows, just solid oak and steel. And when it's done, I'm going to sell it for $2.5 million. Her friends still talk. I heard through the grapevine that she knows someone bought it, but she doesn't know who. She tells people she was forced out by predatory lenders. She takes no responsibility. She's currently working as a receptionist at her dad's firm. She sent me an email last week. Subject, closure. It said, "I hope you're happy. You stole my dream." I didn't reply. I just forwarded it to my spam folder. I didn't steal her dream. I just refused to build it for free while she stood on the sidelines and insulted me. I'm not a vindictive man, usually, but I admit when I walk through the front doors of that house next week, knowing I own every square inch of it and she owns nothing but a pile of debt and a bad credit score, I'm going to smile. The dodged a bullet party wasn't just a celebration of ending a relationship. It was a celebration of freedom. And let me tell you, freedom tastes a lot like top-shelf sake and victory. Lesson learned, never put your name on the work if you're not on the deed. And never, ever let someone treat you like just labor in your own life. I'm building something new now, and this time the foundation is rock solid.